Hello. I want to talk about our SRE practice, especially with observability and resilience with AI. Little bit about myself. I'm the founder and the CEO of G5 Infotech. I graduated from BITS Pilani in 1992, and I always explore and learn new technologies, and I'm a strategic thinker. I've been in the IT industry for well over 30 years, and for the past 3 years, I've been specializing in generative AI, going deeper into the LLMs, AI agents, and creating AI agents for SRE, as well as there are multiple AI agents we are creating for hiring, AI agents for decision making with the CEOs and the board level. And I love to share and I love to educate people. I'm also the founder of Sunrise Foundation. We are into educating the high school students and the college students and the job seekers on Gen AI technologies. That's a little bit about me, and I use about 10 different AI tools every day to get my work done. Some of the AI tools right here, Gemini, Copilot, I use the Recorder a lot, Perplexity, Notebook LM, lots of things like that. Okay, let's look at the journey to a reliability. How does operational excellence happen at scale? And this is a strategic roadmap to transform 500 engineers at a large enterprise from going from reactive firefighting to a proactive site reliability mastery, which is at level 5. We'll discuss all these levels and how this translates into a clear roadmap. So reliability is a feature that enables all others, right? If you don't have the reliability, everything else is going to fall apart. For example, I was at American Airlines in 2016. When the reservation system is down or a baggage system is down or people are unable to check in, the whole flights have to stall. The CEO is going to be on the call, and it's the same thing everywhere, right? Reliability of IT systems is where the modern world works, and the IT systems can be made reliable only by having an SRE culture built into the company. And how do you do that? Normally, the old traditional way of operations was always on firefighting. An alert comes in, and people jump on a call and try to figure out what the hell is going on. There's a lot of manual toil, and there's a burnout, right? And people are very happy if they fix things fast. And that's not where the real value is. The value is in terms of bringing the SRE culture of innovation, culture of engineering rather than operations, and figuring out how to actually prevent the failure in the first place. And you can do this by multiple ways, right? You can think about eliminating all the single point of failures, having a clear observability roadmap, and also having chaos engineering testing, resiliency testing. All these things are going to come very handy in actually creating a good SRE culture within the company. And that is what creates a stable IT systems with the uptime of like 99.999%, whatever is needed for your systems. So this is a slide from New Relic, the evolution from reactive to intelligent systems, right? Most of the organizations are stuck in this early phases. About according to Gardner's report, about 75% of the enterprises are right now stuck in level 1, level 2. Few cases they may be in level 3. In the level 1, level 2, you are doing mostly manual stuff, hero driven. There's a lot of noise, a lot of alerts coming in. And people are literally struggling to keep the systems up. And a slightly above level, there's the proactive approach where you have an SLI and SLOs defined, and you also have some observability dashboards and everything, but it is still not automated way, it is still manual. And when you go into the level 4, you have some automation with your CI/CD testing. You also have some automation with the trial reduction. You are doing some chaos testing, chaos engineering, and when you make a systems change, majority of the incidents happen because of 80% of the changes. So if you have a good test coverage, you will be able to prevent or identify those problems every time there is a change in your system. You don't have to go and say like roll back the change after the incident happens. You'll be able to test them much, much better. So this is one of the critical pieces, and this requires a good DevOps um, culture and DevOps tools maturity. And at the highest level, you're going to use AI and ML and as well as error budgets to manage your IT systems reliability. And especially for the past 3 years, previously it was all predictive ML. Now we are going to use even generative AI for doing the root cause analysis, for doing needle in the haystack kind of problems. AI LLMs are extremely good at that. And there are a lot of startups that are actually creating tools for that particular purpose. So these are the major pillars of SRE. Most companies, you have the monitoring, you have the incident management, availability, capacity management, change management, release management, eliminating the toil, and trying to simplify the complexity. When you are able to simplify the complexity, that is where all these things, these pillars are going to support your organization well, much, much better. You know? And you cannot improve what you do not measure. That is one of the uh, mantras of SREs, right? You got to measure everything. If you are able to measure it, you have the KPIs around it, you have the SLIs and SLOs around it, and you know how long your MTTR is, how long your MTTD is, you can start improving that. So you do have to measure that, and there are obviously tools in the marketplace to implement this. Then this is how we do the assessment when you go into a large organization. We have a lot of automated frameworks to do the assessment, so we don't waste a lot of your directors and VP level people and engineers' time. We can figure it out based on your documentations, based on your ServiceNow tickets, what's the maturity level in each one of these things. We do the analysis of that, we do the scoring on that, and then create a roadmap on all the pillars we just talked about, from monitoring to observability to chaos engineering to automated root cause analysis, all that stuff. We do the road mapping and provide you exactly how to implement it. So the depth of inquiry is pretty much on do you monitor your systems to how to use data to prevent the failure, and that's what we want to get to. So turning the noise into signal, right? This is where the observability and incident management comes in. When there's like a lot of data is created in terms of logs, metrics, and traces across all your applications, across your networking, and trying to make sense of it is actually extremely difficult. And that's where some of the observability tools comes into place. They can turn them into your golden signals, right? The latency, the traffic, the errors, the saturation, and automated paging with the pager duty, and do the blameless postmortem. All these things basically helps you in your maturity process, and we can assess everywhere how your teams are performing it and provide a clear roadmap of getting to the higher maturity. Balancing innovation with risk, reliability, and capacity planning. So the old way of unrealistic, trying to think 100% uptime is the goal. No, that's really not required. The SRE way is you actually define the SLOs, what is the service level objectives, and you figure out some error budgets to govern your release speed, demand forecasting, and dynamic scaling. All these things you can do it, especially with the cloud environments like AWS and GCP and Azure. So automating the path to production, change management, and release engineering. So when you do a code commit, there's an automatic testing happens, there's a security vulnerability runs happen, and then you deploy, and within the deployments, you can do the canary deployment or blue-green deployments, and test out everything before you do the global release. So when you have a highly mature DevOps CI/CD pipeline, you will be able to achieve even the chaos engineering. So these are all kind of interrelated, getting the maturity in the DevOps, and that will drive your SRE maturity as well. So eliminating the drag on velocity. So the strategic engineering, and there is a lot of stuff underneath your iceberg, right? A lot of manual work and repetitive work. So if you start eliminating these things, you can do a lot more of strategic work, feature development, and faster releases. All that can happen. And culture eats strategy for breakfast. This is quite important because in the organizations, when there is a culture of closed environment and people are not willing to share openly, there is a psychological safety issue, right? Oh, if I tell that I screwed up, I'll get fired. Then they will never share that they made a mistake, right? So those type of things are important, and we need to obviously get that culture part very right. And this requires senior leadership support, and there are a lot of gatekeepers also within the organizations that don't want to do a lot of changes and everything. So getting to microservices and independent teams that are operating in an agile, self-managed agile fashion is also one of the things that will improve the reliability. And so this talks a little bit about the foundation stability. We'll work on actually providing this 3 months, 6 months, 9 months roadmap of each one of these things, and we'll give you a detailed 20-page report at least on all this stuff. The phase two is automation and optimization. These are all basically just the framework we have developed, and this is going to be a detailed roadmap on all these things with chaos engineering, resiliency testing, self-healing systems, proactive incident prevention. We'll cover all that. These are the deliverables. We'll score on all the pillars of SRE and give you a custom transformation roadmap and also some training workshops for the employees on upskilling on how to do this one, as well as using the generative AI, Gen AI tools, and bring in some of the tools that are required. You may already have the tools like Prometheus, Grafana, New Relic, and Splunk, and all those things, and we'll try to utilize the existing tools to deliver this. So this is the end of the presentation, building the future of stable foundation. Reliability is the essential feature that allows us to innovate with confidence, right? Once your IT systems are stable, we'll be able to do all that. So give us a call and I will be happy to help you in this particular process. Thank you so much.